This video is part 3 of a 10-part series. Part 4 will be released tomorrow, and you can watch the previously released parts, including the series intro, if you haven't already. Literally living in a box. I am on a mission, the magical mystery bucket of wonder. From this bucket, we will pull out at random the puzzle to talk about. Ah yes, the mirror blocks. So there you have the mirror blocks. Starting off pretty tame with these two right here. Let's reach back in and see if we can find something a bit more difficult. Like, that one's a bit more difficult. Oh boy, the puppet cube. I have a history with this one, and it is not good. This was actually one of the first puzzles I actually showcased in one of my first videos. You can watch it if you want. I would encourage you to watch probably any other video of mine, because that one's not great. Like the mirror cube, this is also a 3x3 shaped mod. However, it's a little difficult to see how this one is. But indeed, if you look close enough, you will realize, see, 1, 2, 3 by 1, 2, 3 by 3. Now, the only pieces that have been modified on here are most of the corners, except for this normal corner right here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 big chunky corner pieces all around, which are hiding other pieces beneath themselves. Look at that. So if we actually take one of these corner pieces out, then we can see this corner right here is hiding all of these 3 white faces underneath it. That's going to be the same story. We can kind of peer underneath these other corners and see what's hidden. In addition to being a shape mod, this cube is also what's called a bandaging puzzle, which means if you try to make certain turns, you're going to be blocked, because the way these pieces have been modded is going to cause collisions to happen, which is going to very much limit what you can do, and it's really going to mess up your algorithms. This bandaging, when faced in tandem with the shape moddiness of this, is going to cause massive issues. Okay, so here it is solved, and here it is scrambled. An absolute mess, almost unrecognizable as a 3x3 at this point. Now again, I don't really want to give away any spoilers to how these puzzles are solved, but I'll just kind of show you roughly the steps that I take. The first one is to get it back into a cube. To do this, I never found a good, reliable method to do it. I just kind of try to do it. Be back in a minute. And then the final part of solving is to move all of these edge pieces around into their proper position. And the way you pretty much have to do this is by using only middle slice moves. So most of the algorithms you're probably used to are going to either need to be thrown out the window or modified so that they work with mostly M slice moves and just a few maybe U moves or some simple face turns that you can get away with the bandaging that's happening. And with absolutely no cheating or trickery or smoke and mirrors in the editing bay, you have yourself a solved puppet cube. Shut up, we have 7 more of these to get through. As a bonus for this, actually, there's actually 2 versions of the puppet cube. This is the version 2. There's also a version 1, which should actually be even more tricky than this one because there's more bandaging going on with that. You can have fun with that one if you want. I'm just going to recommend the puppet cubes overall for a very cheap, actually, $5.95. So far in my entire cubing career, this is probably the biggest challenge I have found for under 10 bucks. So you can find it too if you want to put yourself through that. I'll leave it up to you. Now plugging the puppet cube into our patent pending ranking system here. We've got some impressive scores coming up, starting with a 10 for value. This is probably the biggest challenge you can get for $6, and it is a very fun challenge, albeit pretty excruciating at some points. Then moving on, we're going to go to a 9 for quality. The turning is great. I mean, it's a MoU product, so it's gonna need to be good, but it is especially impressive for this puzzle just because of how much of a conglomeration mess all the cubies become when it becomes shapeshifted. Maintaining good turning and stability through that is very impressive. Then we finish with an 8 for difficulty. Again, it is technically just a 3x3, but it's about as difficult as a 3x3 shape mod gets right now. Especially with all the bandaging and trying to turn this back into a cube, it is extremely tough. And then moving on to solving the inner 3x3, that's extremely tricky too, but it's very satisfying when you find a solution. I swear that some of these puzzles doth be cursed, because just like the 8-inch bolt when I talked about that, upon finishing recording for the Puppet Cube here, it starts to storm outside, whoops, and I knock things over. Somebody is not happy.